God did the copper, now the copper later.
There's nothing which should replace our thinking in a multilateral system. As mentioned, seed is inherently global.
It is. On the world that we live now, clear communication, transparency, that's the best way to deal with the current fragmentation.
If we stop all plant breeding activities, farmers will be facing some very challenging situations.
We're looking towards innovation to provide solutions to create more sustainable food and agricultural systems. And seeds play a real big part of that.
I'm Ben Rivoire, I'm mechanic for ISF team. I fix tires, but also sometimes I drive topics. Nice to be here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live preview of the ISF World Seed Congress 2025. I'm Ira from ISF, and together with all the other drivers of ISF, we're here this afternoon, if you're joining us from this part of the world, to steer you through what's in store for this year's Congress, taking place from 19 to 21 May in Istanbul. Under the theme, you can see in all our beautiful backgrounds, Discovering Bold Horizons. We're set to explore innovation, sustainability, and growth in the seed industry in this Congress, which marks ISF's first in its second century. So whether you're joining us online via Channel World Seed or attending in person in Istanbul, this preview, we hope, will help you make the most of your experience. So we invite everyone to ask your questions in the chat boxes, whether you're joining us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Channel World Seed, YouTube, and we will get to them slowly throughout the hour. And even just let us know where you're joining us from. We always love to see where everyone from our different countries are coming from. So let's get to it. So you can see the beautiful ISF team of drivers on your screen right now. But let me start with Michael. So Michael, how many people are we expecting in Istanbul? What are the latest figures and what's in store for them in the 3-day Congress?
Oh, thanks so much, Ira, first of all, to have me and have the whole ISF team. And it's really exciting to drive in this 101st year of ISF. That means we closed last year, a very important year. And that's a new starting point. And I'm extremely excited to think about the diversity of people coming to the Congress. I cannot call it only a robust participation. It's an impressive participation of people, delegates, VIPs, representatives of United Nations, of diverse stakeholders who join us in Istanbul at this stage. And don't forget, we can, until tomorrow, you can still register. We have nearly 1,500 participants. More importantly, and I think this is also where I see ISF sitting in the driver's seat at the global level, it's a clearly global platform, this Congress, because we have participants from over 80 countries and some new delegates coming into the world of seeds, traders, business people, booth providers. That means you will see in Istanbul not only the scene is set, but we will discover bold horizons. Discovering bold horizons, discovering the marketplace, discovering and understanding seeds in this current context is really important. And we are not speaking enough also that this is a business platform. This is a platform of B2B. That means, and we made the count again, we have over 70 booths which will be on site. We have more than 310 trading tables sold. When you imagine how many people coming with these trading tables, we made the count. There will be over 10,000 meetings taking place on seeds. That means this is the trading space where people are coming together, and therefore extremely excited that we are finalizing to set the scene, but to drive together. Probably most of us will fly to Istanbul, meet you and engage you on site.
Thanks, Michael. So in fact, let's go straight into the program. So let's do it day by day, I guess. And I have here with us as well, Rose. So thank you so much, Rose, for joining us. And you are in charge of one of the main, let's say, highlights or the event of Monday, which is Markets Day. Can you tell us more about this very special guest and the keynote session that we're organizing?
Oh, thank you so much, Ara. And I really am excited to have Dr. Carrie Fowler with us. And for many people, I'm sure that you are familiar with him based on the work that he has been done in terms of the creation and still utilization and very important seed vault, which it is that it is so important for us, is Volbart. When we think about all the different repositories of seeds and the importance of this in the case of we needed to have new varieties coming back, then we'll have this. This is an idea that he had that has been working with along with many other people. So it is truly an honor to have Dr. Carrie Fowler with us in Turkey with us. And his keynote speaker will be Facing the Future, Food Security in the Seed Sector. And I think it sits well with all the work that he has been doing in terms of open the eyes of climate change, but also coming to us, to the seed sector, to be able to talk about such an important challenge that we face. And we wanted to continue working together with many different partners. And he will highlight a little bit on this, and how can we do this collaboration in terms of working together to be able to face climate change, one of the biggest challenge of our current century, and perhaps even longer than that. So I'm really truly honored to be able to have him with us. Please do not miss his presentation on the Monday, and I'm sure that you will be absolutely enthralled by all the words and by all the information he'll be able to share with us.
Thank you, Rose. That sounds indeed very, very exciting, and the main draw for our first day, shall we say. But also in the afternoon after Dr. Fowler's session, we have a very timely panel organized by Kaula, who is also here with us this afternoon. Kaula, can you tell us more about this quite highly anticipated panel discussion?
Thank you, Ira. Thank you very much for having me and explaining the panel that I'm organizing. So, as you said, it's timely. It's about the panel is entitled Pathway to Prosperity, Unlocking Investment and Market Opportunities in Turbulent Times. And as you see, three key words there: investment, market opportunity, and turbulent times. So we have really exciting panelists. As you see it here on the list, we have WTO, two industry, from two members from the seed industry, and one the CEO of a founder of an AI and trade companies. So this panel will explore with us the future of international seed trade with perspectives on policy, innovation, and investment. And as you know, in this time of trade tensions and regulatory uncertainty, how can we as a seed sector strengthen global seed market to ensure resilience and food security? Seeds are the foundation for all agriculture and food production, and we need access to diverse and innovative seed varieties that are critical for global food security. So in this context, as you all know, seeds crosses several borders several times, from development to breeding to distribution, and making this seed business inherently global and relying on international collaboration and open trade. so that we can ensure farmers everywhere and consumer access to high quality products suited to local conditions. So the seed sector, as you mentioned, is facing a lot of challenges from geopolitical tensions, wars, etc., shift in trade policy like the recent U.S. Reciprocal policies around tariff, to complex and also very fragmented regulatory environment. And this makes a lot of pressure on the efficiency and resilience of global seed system. So in the end, we also would like to present maybe a critical opportunity to rethink how can the seed sector restructure the international seed trade and cooperation with international organizations like WTO to avoid disruption in the global seed chains. So our panelists are really quite expert in this sense from WTO and from the seed industry, and will share cross-seed sector perspective on risk, innovation, and maybe provide some actionable solution. And great. I'm happy to see this panel really on the Monday on the market.
Thank you, Kaula. So again, everyone, if anybody has a follow-up question to Kaula's panel, please feel free to share it in the chat boxes. But also don't forget that the panel will be live streamed on Channel World Seed, which is our YouTube channel. And if you're joining us from LinkedIn, it will also be live streamed on LinkedIn, like all our other sessions. So let's move on to the second day, Innovation Day. So we will talk a lot about innovation on this day, but innovation for what? Innovation for climate resilience, innovation for more sustainable food systems, and biodiversity conservation. And one of our highlights in the morning would be a panel focused on our road to the climate conference of parties, or the climate COP30, happening in Brazil in November. And Ben is here with us to talk more about this panel. Ben, what can people look forward to on this road to COP30?
Yeah, thank you, Ira, and greetings, everyone. So, indeed, we are moving to day 2, so we are creating this connection between innovation, resilience, and climate, because we hear a lot about climate change, climate action, but we thought that it would be good to take time to have a global perspective on this kind of a discussion around the climate, and especially in the scope of the UN climate conference that will take place later on this year in November 2025 in Brazil. So we want to be part of the discussion. We, as a seed sector, we also want to be visible and to take action at the table of policy negotiation, to also explain the role of the seed industry as agricultural input at the beginning of the agri-food value chain. What is our role in terms of bringing innovation at the beginning to all farmers that could address this climate changing growing condition? Because within the seed sector, there are a lot of opportunities and a lot of innovative solutions that are helping farmers to produce the food needed to feed the population, but also to mitigate the impact of those changing growing conditions. So with that, we've invited to this panel different people from different organizations, because that's really a collective effort for a shared responsibility. So that's where we're going to have, for instance, more representative from the policy regulators angle, like Lloyd will come also with his perspective, talking on behalf of the member states of Americas, explaining exactly the role of agriculture in building strong economy, and some specific topics and initiative around climate that they have in ICA right now. But we also engaging with other partners beyond the seed community, like with food processors and food retailers. So Tamara will be there with us representing the International Fresh Produce Association, and she will also be explaining how they are engaging on this climate discussion. Like ISF, IFPA has the observer status that the UNFCCC organization, allowing us to participate as observer in this UN climate conference. where this is the place where we meet all those different actors and regulators around these topics, and where we together build solution and action. And we also wanted to bring the seed sector perspective in by Christiane. She will be also explaining what seed companies are doing to also address those challenges, especially in terms of good practices, and in that case, regenerative agriculture, and how seed input also play a key role in that part. So it's really working as one, working together, and take the time to really agree on the next step that will also address this kind of a more global topic and challenge. So I'm looking forward welcoming you all in Istanbul or maybe online, and to continue the discussion, because for sure a lot of things will be happening around this topic for the coming weeks and coming months. So that will be nice to see you there.
Thank you, Ben. And just to mention as well that we will have different shorter channel World Seed sessions apart from this panel that would also focus on plant breeding innovation for climate resilience, for example, and many others. So thank you for sharing. Another panel that's happening in the afternoon of day 2 is focusing on a, let's say, more complex topic of genetic resources, access and benefit sharing, and all the other topics around this issue, shall we say. And for this time, I have Michael, who will help us explain, or who will help explain to us what this whole panel is about, and why should we talk about it now?
Yeah, thanks, Ira. And look, the slogan of our Congress is Discovering Bold Horizons. And the essence and the DNA of our seed sector is always discovering new solutions, providing new solutions. That means since ever, the seed sector is focusing on thinking 5, 10, 15 years ahead. What can happen in nature? What could be the needs? What could be also, like Ben said, what needs in the food value chain? That means constantly we have to innovate. And during this Innovation Day, then there is nothing more important than to think about how we can maintain our capacity to innovate, but even how we can increase also the partnerships in innovation. And one of the topics which are absolutely essential, and since ever we have this very high on the agenda, is the discussion about the access and use of genetic diversity and genetic resources, because this is essential to drive innovation, but at the same time also the conservation of genetic resources. That means there is also the bridge to biodiversity. That means we all agree that biodiversity is the essence. Biodiversity is critical. We need to maintain biodiversity. We need also to maintain the genetic resources. And therefore, like Rose mentioned so excited, in a so excited way, Carrie Fowler Cumming, the work of gene banks is essential. The work in gene banks to maintain genetic diversity is essential. The work of farmers in the fields to maintain genetic resources and genetic diversity is absolutely essential. Therefore, what we need to think about, and yeah, you mentioned it, Ira, it's not a very easy topic, is how we can increase our capacity of the seed sector to access genetic resources coming from gene banks, but also from farmers, and how we can build a business case in which will help not only us, the breeders, to continue to breed and innovate, but also to reward those who are maintaining genetic diversity and also gene banks. And therefore, I'm extremely excited that we have this year in our agendas, not only this panel, there will be also a general World Seed on the biodiversity and many other meetings around biodiversity. And you see from the speakers here, what do we need is we need to find a joint way forward. And therefore, it's important that we have Ken from the International Treaty the leader of the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture, who will speak and who will give us somehow a flavor where the current discussions are, because later this year we have fundamental discussions on the next steps. But we have also CGR with our friend AJ coming to provide the insight, where's public research? What are the needs? And I think private and public, we have the same needs and interests. And we have Yasmina, who is the coordination group's lead on genetic resources, who will provide where the seed sector stands today in thinking about how we can build a system which is sustainable business-wise for the seed sector in terms of access and use of genetic resources, but also how we can contribute in the right way to maintain biodiversity. Short, it's important for all of us. And I can promise you, these discussions are not yet over, and they are not easy discussions, but therefore more than ever, these kind of panels and the whole Congress will help us to shape together further conservation, access, and use of genetic diversity to support also biodiversity.
Great. Thank you, Michael. Now, let me just backtrack a bit before we move on to the last day, but focus on something also that's happening on the second day, which is not a new event, but we are kind of shaking it up a bit this year. We have the Women's Luncheon, which is traditionally a place where women in the industry can gather and talk about their experiences, and we focus on different topics. This year, and it has always been the case, but we are inviting also male attendees to join this, and we're so excited that we have around 230 participants listed as interested in attending this. And I have here with me Marie, who is organizing the panel that's happening during the luncheon. So Marie, can you tell us more about what's different this year?
Thank you, Ira. Hello, everyone. So this year we will have the third woman luncheon in Istanbul. And as mentioned by Ira, we have already a bit less than 250 registered participants. And what I would like to say also, with lots of men, so it is really nice, because of course it's a woman lunch, but men are welcome, of course. And if you didn't register, don't worry, you can still join the woman lunch. No need to register, you can just come on the day. And what's new this year is that we have invited a very well-known workforce transformation expert and career coach, who is Lelia Lim, who will deliver a keynote presentation. And the main topic will be on leadership and crisis, so crisis in leadership or leadership in crisis, and with a very diverse panel of women from different regions who will share their experiences. And also it will be a very great opportunity to have all the women attending the session will have the time to take the floor, to express also their question and concerns or experience. So it will be always a very open session where all the attendees will be able to share their experience and to take the floor. So really, please join this event. It sounds super exciting, and looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Marie. And we should mention that it's the first time that we will also be streaming the session. Yep. So for example, the participants of the Women's Mentorship Program who cannot join us in Istanbul, they can listen in on the session of Lelia and the panel. So that's great.
Yeah,
thanks, Marie.
Really great. Thank you, Ira.
Let's go now to the third and last day, where we're focusing on the future. And what's the future mean for ISF? Well, a new set of key strategic objectives, for one, a new foundation, and other legacy projects that are on the horizon. Michael, can you tell us more about what's happening on the third day with our fishing session?
Yeah.
What are we fishing for?
Oh my goodness. Last year we had a kind of speed thinking about the future of the International Seed Federation, but we would like to use also the presence of many of our members, but also partners there, to go fishing for ideas, go fishing about thinking, hey, what do we need in the future? What should be the priorities? That means we had during the last months a very inclusive way of bringing the things together, but it's always good to get a fresh view on it. And therefore we call this Let's Go Fishing. And the good one is, come on, there will be no speaker. We are all speakers. You are all speakers. All those who are coming, they have to sit there and contribute. And you should bring in and tell us, hey, from my perspective, I think the International Seed Federation should more work on, why not, intellectual property. Or the International Seed Federation should more engage in partnerships. Why not with, we have yet signed with CGIAR, but also with the value chain. Or the International Seed Federation should foster the structures of associations, seed associations at national level. Look, therefore, we have set the scene more or less for the key stakeholder objectives for the next 5 years. But as we are a very open-minded association, we are always looking to get further insights and to be also challenged. At the end, this is challenging the further outcomes of where we are, and we are looking for your insights and contributions. And you asked me also, there are many things happening that day. It will be also that day we start to further introduce the creation of the Seed Resilience Foundation. And I want to be very clear, this is not the ISF Foundation. This is a foundation. The foundation Seed Resilience is to foster also cooperation. It's to foster engagement in projects on the ground. It's to foster engagement also towards youth, towards women and others, where it is perhaps complementary to the International Seed Federation's activity, but it is independent. And I think, there are lots of questions around, Seed Resilience Foundation. Good to give you more insights, good to explain more where this is going, because I see a lot of excitement yet at our members level, but also at stakeholder levels. That means this is also something the Seed Resilience Foundation should be an opportunity, a gate opener for more interested actors to join projects which have a clear impact on the ground, or which will have further insights also for, like what Marie previously mentioned, women mentorship program. There are needs, there's information needs, there is training needs, and this is exactly the direction the foundation will go. And I'm excited to present you just the 3 speakers there who are very involved also in the preparatory work of setting up the foundation. This is Mirslavas. Many of you know him, but he's acting currently as an advisor for the setup of the Seed Foundation, but also Matthias Lütges, who is from Elfin Consulting, who worked a lot in past yet with foundation and who can shape us also, because a foundation needs to think also what's performing. Foundation needs to perform, to get ideas on key performance indicators, for instance. These are questions we are looking for to get them from there. And Naomi Stevens, who is a very well-known person from the seed sector, but she can bring also somehow the thoughts from a private company, but also the knowledge of a company who has a foundation. Therefore, we bring ideas here together. What we are looking for is also to get your ideas, your additional ideas, during the introduction phase of the foundation. Therefore, very happy that we have this session there. There will be many, many other information around the foundation flowing around at the booth area elsewhere at the Congress, and therefore here's the moment to come and here's the moment to ask questions.
Michael, so we've gone through the program a bit. We're going now to zoom in on different parts of the Congress, but before that, let's provide a kind of broad overview of where the Congress is happening. What do people need to keep in mind when they arrive, with this 1,500 people arriving to Istanbul to join the Congress? And I'm going to call on Marie to help guide us through what we're going to be presenting. Normally, we have our colleague Camille, who has worked a lot on this Congress, presenting this information. But many of you probably know that Camille is off happily on maternity leave. And so she will not be joining us in Istanbul this time. But in any case, this is all the information that people are asking as well, and all the questions that we're getting relating to where it's going to happen, how can I get my badge, where is the trading floor, etc. So Marie, please walk us through this.
Thank you, Era. Yeah, I will try to replace a bit Camille on that. Not an easy one, but let's go. So here we are. So before the Congress, we have the from Thursday to Sunday, the ISF closed meetings. That will be held in the Divan Hotel in Istanbul, very close to the Congress Center, 10 minutes walk to the Congress Center. Here's the Congress Center, the ICC, which is quite in the center of Istanbul. And then you will enter, the main entrance is at the ground level. You will enter through a security check, which is compulsory by the Congress Center. Then you will arrive into the main entrance where you will be able to print your badges, or the registration desk will be there with the KIT team. So then at this point, you will need to have your QR code that you will get from KIT to be able to print your badge. Then at this level, you will have the cloak room, and then you will have to go through the escalator or the elevator down to the B3 level, where you will have the opening ceremony will be held here in the auditorium, and also the keynote presentation. Then it will be also the press reception. The Petkus Academy here in pink, the square pink on the screen is the meeting room for the Petkus Academy. Then in dark blue on the right, you will find all your private meeting room for the companies who booked a meeting room. And then it will be the ISF meeting room also at this B3 level. Then you will go again down of one level, and you will enter the B5 level. And here it will be all the exhibition area. You see all the blue square. As Michael mentioned, we have more than 70 exhibition booths. There will be the Channel World Seed Studio and the youth corner also, and the ISF booth. And far on the right, the brown rectangle is the plenary room where you will have all the panels. And you have two mezzanine level where you will find all the trading table on the right and on the left, and the cultivation corner in light pink to this mezzanine level. Yeah, you've seen that, of course, there will be the Wi-Fi network, ISF WSC 2025, the password, and you can download already the app. You didn't receive yet your login and password. This is totally normal. You will receive it from KIT with your registration and many other details. And please download the app to get all the program and information. And this year we have a very new game. Through the app, if you go to all the booths, then the delegates who went to most of the exhibition booths will get a scan. They will receive a QR code. It will be scanned, and the winner will get some AirPods, second generation. Then for the social event on Monday, so from 7 p.m. we have the usual welcome party, where it's a wonderful place, to network and to have some finger foods, and there will be some entertainment also. And the welcome party is very nearby the Congress Center in the Hilton Hotel, and it's walking distance. So there is no transportation. It's a 4-minute walk from the Congress Center. So you can go straight from the Congress Center to the Hilton Hotel to enjoy the welcome party on Monday evening. Then on Wednesday, we have the very famous farewell get-together on Wednesday as of 7:30 in the wonderful place, the Tsiragan Palace Kempinski. And you will see it's a wonderful place where we will have first a welcome drink on the Bosphore with the view on the Bosphore. And this is further away, so then there will be transportation organized from the Congress Center and the Hilton or from the Divan Hotel. And same, it's and return also transfer from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. Right, so if you have any question, please feel free to ask, in the chat, and we will get back to you.
Thank you, Marie. We are indeed already receiving some questions about this, and I hope some of the questions have been answered in your presentation. So please feel free also to drop new questions in case there are things that we haven't answered yet. Thank you. And you mentioned the cultivation corner at the Congress Center, and this is exactly a new area that we are introducing this year. And there are different events happening in this cultivation corner. For example, on Monday, we have a pop-up think tank with Elfin Consulting, where the aim of these sessions are just to really brainstorm with ISF members and delegates and all the participants of the Congress about what ISF should be working on, how should ISF position itself, and what they think ISF can do more of in the future, in the next century. And another event that's happening in the Cultivation Corner is the IDEA Bootcamp. Many of you might have come across this on social media. So we are so excited that it's getting off to a good start. And I have here my colleague Andres, who is also helping coordinate a lot of the activities happening around the bootcamp. So Andres, tell us what's the update on the bootcamp?
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Ira. So in the Cultivation Corner, as I mentioned, we will host the first edition of the ISF IDEA Bootcamp. So the idea behind this new edition is to have a competition to support innovation in the seed sector. And I wanted to mention also that this new initiative is possible thanks to the support of Rixvan, Indo-American Hybrid Seeds, and TUAB. And we are also organizing it together with our local partner called Foodback and Impact Hub Istanbul. So this is how it will work. We have selected 10 teams who will work on pitching their early stage ideas. And the idea is that those solutions need to address real world challenges in the Turkish seed sector and seed value chain. And so this will be happening on the Tuesday. They will work on their pitching. And on the last day of the Congress, so Wednesday, a jury of experts will evaluate the pitches, and the winning team will then receive a cash prize to help implement the winning idea. They will also receive a tailored mentorship, which will be given by Impact Hub Istanbul. So, well, it's really a nice space for new ideas and connection, and I'm personally looking forward to see what the team will bring.
Thank you, Andres. And yeah, we should also mention that we received 47 applications from different startups operating in the agriculture and food space in Istanbul. And so that's very exciting. And it was a difficult decision to trim them down to 10. And it will even be more difficult for the judges to select one winner, I imagine. So if you are joining online, the session will be streamed. So most of the presentations will be in Turkish, but we will be providing simultaneous English translation. So please make sure you join if you want to know more about all these brilliant startup companies and individuals working in the agri and food startup ecosystems in Turkey. Thank you, Andres. And another thing that's happening this year that's new for ISF is that we are having our own booth at the Congress exhibition floor. And this booth will be both to promote ISF and our activities, including, for example, the International Seed Health Initiative, the Regulated Pest List Initiative, but also the next Congress, which is happening we'll reveal it later, so stay tuned where we're going in 2026. But in the meantime, I want to call on Benedict, the technical manager for RPLI, the Regulated Pest List Initiative, who will be, spending time in the booth to promote ISF's activities. So Benedict, what can people expect in our booth, and why should they drop by?
Thank you, Ara. Hello, everyone. Yes, at the ISF booth, so you will be able to find information on all the ISF technical groups via the ISF annual report. But also the 100 years book will be available for those interested. And finally, the 2 ISF initiatives will be presented by the technical managers, the International Seed Health Initiative and the Regulated Pesticide Initiative, with leaflets to give away as well as some other goodies. So please come and say hi to us. It would be very nice to see you all.
Thank you, Benedict. And another thing we're promoting on the booth is a new referral program. So what is this referral program all about, Marie? Maybe you can shed light.
Yes, thank you, Ira. Yes, we are implementing in ISF a new referral program, which is about rewarding current ISF member who will bring a new member for ISF. So it could be a new association, it could be a new companies who will become associate member or affiliate member, or from the tree and shrub or Ishi also, and then the member will be rewarded. We don't reveal the price yet, but it's going to be very exciting. And I'm sure when you will discover that, then you will look for a new member to introduce to ISF.
Thanks, Mary. So it works just like any other referral program, right? Where if you are a member of ISF and you introduce a potential new member, then you will get something back when this organization or association or company becomes a full member.
Exactly, yeah. And when the new member is fulfilling also totally the ISF rules, and it needs to be in line with the ISF rules, of course. When it's all completed, then the member will get something back.
Thank you, Marie.
And also we will also take the opportunity in the ISF booth to present the new sponsorship package that we will implement right after Istanbul or even during Istanbul. So if you are with new packages, new items to be sponsored, and it will be, you can bring much lower amount of money. If you want to sponsor just for a small amount, there will be no problem at all. You will find your way in all the packages we will propose for either 1 year Congress sponsor or for the long-term sponsor, also the 3 years sponsor. So anyone who wants some more information, and you can already subscribe to a new sponsorship, for the 2026 Congress in Istanbul.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, that's good news. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it will be an ISF booth, but also a booth to promote our next destination. Where are we headed to next, Marie?
Absolutely. So next year we will be heading to Lisbon in Portugal. And the ISF team will promote the booth for Portugal for the 2026 Congress. But there will be also the Secretary General of the Portuguese Association, who is a member of ISF. So Sylvia will be there on site the whole 3 days. And there will be a game. And as you can imagine, it will be a football game to promote Portugal. So if you want to express your talent in football, please come around. There will be wonderful prizes to win also, and especially free Congress delegate entrance for Portugal if you win the game. And also you will be able to win the jersey of the real jersey of Portugal with ISF branded also for 2026. So it will be great fun. And also the Sylvia will be able to reply to all your questions about Portugal, where is the Congress Center, how to reach it, what is the weather like in Portugal at this time of the year, what will be the date, hotel. There will be some leaflet also. So please come around to see the Portugal booth and come to play football.
Thank you, Marie. So yeah, time to show off your skills. Pack your rubber shoes, maybe, if you want to really win this prize, which is a free registration to Lisbon plus something else. Don't forget to drop by the ISF booth. Thank you, Marie. Now I want to call on everyone, I guess, everyone here on my screen to join me. Because we have received quite a lot of questions, but most of them got answered throughout the program. So people asking about the app, as Marie mentioned, your login details will be sent to you by KIT shortly. People asking about the transfers, people asking about how to watch sessions online. So hopefully we've answered all of those. And I guess as a parting question to the team here, I would like to ask the first group, who is Ben, Marie, Rose, and Benedict. What are you most looking forward to this year for this year's Congress? Let's start with Ben.
Oh yeah, may I start? I'm working on my dancing moves because I think even if we are a business association, we always like social events aside of the fringes of the Congress. And I know lots of you are big fans of the Welcome Party and the Farewell Party. And I think there will be quite a few people on the dancing floor to learn the Turkish dancing move. So let's be there. So I'm trying to, practice on this one. So it's very nice to have good time with all our members and all the different partners we work along with throughout the years. So looking forward meeting you on the dance floor.
Thank you, Ben. You're hard to miss on the dance floor. At least I can say that. So that's great.
In a good way, I hope so.
Yes, of course. Marie, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, thanks, Ira. So what I'm looking forward to is first to have a successful Congress, and that to meet again all of our members. It's always a pleasure to meet all of you, to be able to have informal chat or very formal discussion. And what I really hope is that you will all have a very successful business, that you will make successful business, that you will be inspired with by all the wonderful topics that we will present, and of course that you will have fun.
Exactly. So that's important to us as well, that people do good business, but they also have fun in the process, as Ben illustrated with the dancing. How about Rose? Let me know, what are you most looking forward to this Congress? Oh, you're in mute.
Like I was saying, I don't think I can beat Ben on the dance floor. I think he's fantastic on that one. But it is always the highlight for me on the Congress is to see all the members, is to connect with them, is to discuss some of the issues that we have, to spend some time to understand, and also to be able to have some very forward thoughts and ideas how we're going to be able to tackle some of the challenges that we have. So for me, the biggest draw, the biggest advantage, and also the biggest thing that for me it is to engage much further with the members.
Thank you so much, Rose. And what about you, Benedict?
Well, for me, I'm really looking forward to present the two ISF initiatives, the ISHI and RPLI, but also to meet the engine members at the speed networking at the future generation corner, which I think is nice to see new faces and to see the new generation in the seed industry.
Thank you, Benedict. Indeed, we will have the delegation of these young ambassadors from the Engine Network. So please look out for them. And if you're joining us in Istanbul, join the speed networking, which all the information is available on our website. Thank you to this side of the team. Now I want to ask maybe for the next group of our team, what do you hope will people take away from this year's Congress? What makes this year's Congress, you think, particularly special, whether that's in terms of the themes, in terms of the context we're living in today? What are your thoughts? Let's start with Andres.
Yes, so I think we've mentioned across the panelist presentation that we're facing real challenges, like from climate impact to trade disruptions. And to me, it's clear that international cooperation is essential for the future of our industry. And it's also a reminder that diversity matters, and we need more voices at the table, including young people. So as Benedict mentioned, I'm actually looking forward to welcome the engine delegation. And yeah, because they're not just future leaders, but I think we also need present ones.
Thank you, Andres. How about Kaula?
Thank you, Ira. I really look forward to I echo Andres and all them on this, and I'm really looking forward to hear from the various panels we are having and to meet all our members. So it's really to get some excitement and discussion, thorough discussion around timely topics, and this is really an exciting time that we should take all together into account to make the best use of it. So really looking forward to meet all the members and also the high-level speakers that we are having at the Congress, and also as the new generation and women as well, as much as we can within the seed industry. Thank you, Ira.
Thanks, Kaula. Michael, last word to you. What do you think should be, or what do you hope will be the key takeaway from this year's Congress?
I would say that we are able, in these challenging times, business-wise, regulatory-wise, policy-wise, that we can see a spirit of optimism. Look, the slogan is Discovering Bold Horizons, and for me, first of all, it's as a global business platform that business can be sustainable in these times, but more importantly, that we have also the spirit of collaboration and being together the voice of the private sector. More than ever, I think seeding the optimism means also being able to collaborate together as private sector, but also to build these bridges with the other actors. Therefore, it's a moment where we have to set the scene by thinking on the future, but also in these times to build optimism. Therefore, dancing, all this will help us certainly to build optimism, but also looking forward that the business will be sustainable, that we can sustainably be able to support farmers, and that we are recognized also by governments and others as the critical point in the food value chain. Seeding optimism means bridging people and means working together in the future.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. So please, let's come all on stage while I go through my final reminders before saying bye-bye to everyone. So first thing, please download the Congress app. If you haven't yet, your login details will be sent by KIT shortly, but at least you have the app already downloaded. You will need that for your badge, and you will need it to be able to win a prize when you go visit the beautiful and wonderful exhibitors at the Congress. The second thing is that all the sessions that were introduced today by my colleagues and more will be live streamed on Channel World Seed. So we really invite you to subscribe to Channel World Seed on YouTube and make sure you get notifications for the sessions that you would love to attend. And also, if you use the hashtag, which is World Seed 2025, you get a chance to win a surprise gift bag from Syngenta Seed Care, filled with lots of nice goodies, I've heard. But you have to use the hashtag and post on your account, and then we'll be monitoring that, and we will pick a winner who will get the surprise gift bag. So with that, again, thank you for all your questions. Thank you for joining us from the Netherlands, from Pakistan, from India, from the Philippines, from France, where it's a holiday today, apparently, and also from Switzerland. So thank you so much for joining us. Any last words from our drivers?
See you soon in Istanbul.
Exactly.
Perfect. See you soon. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. See you.